Today we're going to learn how to convert numbers that are from ordinary notation to standard form. So basically standard form, right, we will have only one digit in front of the decimal and we have to count how many places we have after that. Okay, let me just give you an illustration. So for this one here, right, you can see this is 5,300,000. So originally the decimal would have been at the back here. So when we want to turn it into standard form, we need to move this dot just between 5 and 3. Why? Because 5 will be that single digit that we are looking for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so since we move 6 places, so we can write it as 5.3 times 10 to the power of 6. So for the next example here, right, we have the original decimal being here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 6 times 10 to the power of 8. So basically, right, what we are looking for is that we want the first digit that that has a value that's not 0. So for this one here, the first digit that is of value will be 5, and for this one here will be 6. And these two numbers, you will notice that they are both positive. Reason being, the original number is what we call a big number in terms of like thousands or even hundreds or millions or billions. So that's why we notice that when we actually change it to standard form, they will be positive. Okay, now what about numbers that were originally small? Okay, like for instance, this one here. So you see that actually this looks as if it's standard form because there's a decimal and there's a number that's in front of the decimal, right? But it cannot be 0. So moving from left to right, we have to look for the first number that has got value, which is actually 4. So we have to move our decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. Okay, so it will be in between 4 and 8 because 4 will be the first number of value when we start looking from the left. So we have 4.8 times 10 to the power of, remember we move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. So we put 5, but we have to put a negative. Why? Because this number originally is a very small number. For instance, if I were to ask you to measure 0.0000048 centimeters or something like that, it would be quite difficult to do it, right? Because it's such a small number. So for very small numbers, when we convert it to standard form, so it will have to have a negative for the powers. And the 5 is because of the number of places. Now again, remember, we need only one number that is one digit of value before the decimal point. So of course, it cannot be a double digit number. Alright, so you may want to pause here and try this one out on your own. And once you are done, you can press the play button. So let's try. Okay, so how many places will we have to move? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 places. Alright, so how we are going to write this would be 2.1 times 10 to the power of negative 10. So again, remember, the original number is what we call a very small number. So that's why we have negative 10. So moving from left to right, the first number that is of value is actually 2. So that's why we have it as 2.1 times 10 to the power of negative 10.